how we plan. It's the P from within ERP. It's enterprise resource planning, and the P is where ERP comes into its strength. The longer you plan your production year ahead, the more effective and efficient you can plan, and the more effort you can put in during your season and the peak part of your season into the critical issues, the ones that you couldn't foresee. Ideally, we start with a sales forecast in the top right corner, and we let sales forecast the expected market demand. And if sales has a look at the market demand and you have a very good insight in what your market needs, you can forecast this and provide this information as demand in an item availability page, more on that later. And then you can get your production manager to create production forecasts and make scenario planning. What if I do this scenario for next year? What if I do this scenario for the coming period? And you can let these worlds meet in a supply and demand page where you see whether the quantities that come out of your production facility will meet your sales forecast, which the sales department forecasted. And if these two departments within your company agree and make a fitting planning and make a fitting forecast, then you can go to your CEO and say, is there something strategical that we want to decide upon? Maybe sales expect a very high sales demand for an item that has been long running, but the CEO thinks that we should strategically make other decisions and invest in new items. Then we could raise our production forecast while the sales forecast remains the same. When we finished our production forecast and we have our scenario planning and we picked one, we can do the same thing on the purchasing, the procurement end. And because these jobs that we created, they require raw materials, but they most importantly require plant materials as well. And you can either choose to purchase them or produce them. So there are different ways of approaching this. But strategically, you need to procure these items, living or raw materials. And between every step in your process, you can place such an item availability page, but more on that later. Then after your strategical planning, we go to the tactical planning level, which is a little bit more on short term. You have your purchase orders, you have your production jobs because you created your forecast, so this is how you're going to do it. And you have your sales orders, your long-term sales orders, with your sales forecast still filling in the gaps that you don't have an order for. And here your area planning and your labor planning and your procurement comes in. Based on this plan, you can plan your year. And when things change, because sales was a bit better or a bit worse than you expected, you can still change your planning. Then there will be a next level, which is your operational planning level. And this is more the ad hoc level of registration and putting data in your system, managing the sales orders that come in, posting your sales shipment, creating your sales invoices and credits. Hopefully not, but sometimes they come up, and posting your purchase receipts. So the goods come in, you register your work orders, your actuals, for example, inspections or crop treatments within your job. Then you finish your plants, you ship them, and what it's all about, you eventually bill your customer and put the sales invoice in and post it and let the finance department do the chart of accounts. So this is the general setup of how ERP within under one roof works. And depending on your specific process, we can configure this in multiple ways.